Noon, everybody. How you all doing? This is your boy Rod Thomas Jr. and this is the real news behind the news. Oh yeah, today is a cold Sunday here in Shreveport, Louisiana, January 10th, 2021. And I know we picked the wrong time to go live, but you know, we had a little opportunity and it's something I really wanted to share with y'all, and that's a real serious topic. Hold on a second. I'm trying to, that's something my son put up here. All right. What I'm trying to do, hold on, let me get this refreshed so I can share this. I can share this video to my other social media platforms. And it's funny that I'm sharing this video to my other social media platforms, but that's what I'm about to talk about, censorship. Because y'all seen where they suspended, where they kicked Donald Trump off of Twitter. He's gone off of Twitter. YouTube has banned, Facebook has banned him. Literally. Hey, what's going on, Miss Mary? How you doing? I'm just trying to take advantage of the moment that I got to bring the message of censorship out in the forefront, because we're witnessing something that's right out of George Orwell's 1984. I'm talking about you. Yeah, if you all read the book with this guy named Winston, he was living over in Europe. It's kind of like, this was before World War II, I think. But either way it go, when the book was written before World War II. But hey, Hadnot, what's going on, my brother? Hey, Miss Mary, I'm trying to chill. But I had to get this off my chest because, again, you go back to 1984. Well, Winston worked at this place where they controlled the news. And they had something called the memory hole. Whereas what they was doing, they was brainwashing the people with perpetual wars. Because if you read the book, there was always war with Oceania or any other country that they saw fit to keep the people in fear and to keep them enslaved. And also to keep, basically keep them controlled and enslaved. Now, Winston worked at this media company, and what his job was to read something, edit it, you know what I'm saying, pretty much change whatever the narrative was to fit the government's narrative. Anything that didn't fit the narrative went down the memory hole. Meaning, they were writing history right before your eyes. Same thing that we're seeing here with this censorship. Now, it's bigger than Donald Trump, you all, because just talking about it right now on YouTube is heavily monitoring in real time people's channel. You see what I'm saying? And they're literally taking everything down that does not go along with the official narrative of what's supposed to have happened. Like, take for instance what happened at the Capitol building. There's many questions about that. Were those paid provocateurs? Were they really all them people that really got inside the Senate, the Capitol building, was let inside by the police? So again, there's so many questions, but they don't want you to ask these questions. And that's what we do here at the Real News Behind News. We ask these questions. They was let in, yes ma'am. Hey, Miss Kimberly, how you doing? They let them in. And we know what paid provocateurs are. We know that people actually get paid to go and incite riots, to break, like in the Black Lives Matter rallies, they had people infiltrating that group that was going breaking the windows, starting the fires. You see what I'm saying? And the black folks, most of them would come in and join, but the majority of them, black people would tell them, man, y'all need to get on with this nonsense, bro, because we gonna get blamed for all this. But anyway, it goes to paid infiltrators. That's on that. But let's go back to censorship. What they're doing, y'all, literally is the greatest psychological operation in the history of this planet. Outside, when God came down, the gods came down and created man and put this ideology of the higher being. But this psychological operation is working perfectly because, again, Jeff Bezos, the owner of this channel, the owner of this platform, YouTube, he also owns Amazon, Whole Foods. What else does he own? He owns technology that he sells to the military. Part of that $750 billion that they just overrode the presidential veto, Jeff Bezos getting a couple of 100 million, maybe 2 or 3 billion, because he controls the data links and all that shit there, the IT software, backups and hardware and all that. He controls all that, him and Bill Gates. So they control what you see on YouTube. Let's switch over to Facebook. Facebook the same way. They control everything that you see and hear on that platform. Literally in real time. Play a song in the back of your video. Facebook will literally block it instantaneously. But they still allow, think about that, they'll block your post and suspend you in real time as it's actually happening. They come back 2 or 3 seconds later, say your account has been locked for 30, 15, 10, how many of the days. But they're tracking you in real time, meaning now that they can track you by your movements. Every time you click on Facebook or Google, they tracking you. Because again, Jeff Bezos on Google, they're tracking you. And I gotta admit this, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know if Elon Musk is, but these boys, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and possibly Bill Gates, are CIA. They're CIA operatives. Their job is to use these platforms on behalf of your government to spy on you, to keep a track on you, but most importantly, dumb you down to the point you will be afraid to ask questions. Because what they're going to do in real time, say something on Facebook that they say goes against their community standards. Less than 2 minutes later, you getting a notification. That's what I mean when I say real time. They're literally monitoring your page. Now, I ain't saying they got 100,000 people just on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, in a warehouse somewhere listening to you and all that, but they can do that because, again, they have the technology to turn your devices on through remote. That's why you shouldn't even fuck with Alexa or none of that. Do you realize the power that you're giving them when you hook everything into that matrix? You're giving them all the power they need to track you down. They can turn your television on, turn the camera on your television in your bedroom when you and your wife doing nasty stuff. Yeah, they can actually turn these cameras on. It tells you that in the manual, the owner manual, but most people don't read that. But anyway, let's get back to censorship because that all plays a part. What they're doing, again, this election has caused chaos and turmoil. We knew it was going to do that from Jump Street. But now they are basically clamping down. First of all, the election, even if we had to ask questions about the election, that lets us know something wasn't right about the election. But right now, your media is on a campaign to shut everything down and go ahead with this narrative that Joe Biden is the new president, rightfully elected, whether you feel he was rightfully elected or not. But you notice how they're now starting to say everybody that believed that it was maybe some kind of voter fraud is a conspiracy theorist. What they're trying to do is make you feel bad, basically gaslight you, make you shut up. Because you don't want to be labeled as a conspiracy theorist, when the truth is the term conspiracy theorist, the phrase conspiracy theorist, come from your FBI in the 50s, right after the war, World War II, right after World War II. They needed a way to promote their propaganda freely on the American people. That's when you notice, that's when your nightly news started coming on. Every evening they beaming propaganda into your head now. You see what I'm saying? So, hold on a second. So now, here we are. I lost my train of thought. I was looking for, okay, yeah. Yeah, they beam that propaganda into your head every night. So now, what they do is basically, it's kind of, let me see the best analogy I can give it. It's like when they say television programming. Since the World War II, they have been programming you with propaganda They came up with the term conspiracy theorist to label anybody who had any dissent, anybody who had questions. You know, like that one parent that come to the student PTA meeting, and she hears some fuck shit going on that they saying that, wait a minute, that one parent gonna ask questions? This is what they don't want you to do no more. They do not want you to ask questions. They want you to just go along because you got white people in suits and ties, black people in suits and ties sitting on the television telling you this. And then Google is doing this part by blocking people. Had not son, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to program your mind to believe the lie. That's exactly what it is. Going back to the nightly news. Let me show y'all something. The greatest lesson that the United States learned from World War II was propaganda. That's the greatest lesson they learned, because do y'all realize how brilliant those Nazis was, man, with their propaganda campaign? They was literally, at that time, back in the 40s, reaching all the way over here through radio waves. And they was actually influencing American citizens way from over in Germany with their propaganda. The Aryan nation of the fatherland and all that shit there. That propaganda was probably one of the, up until then, at that time, it was the greatest psychological operation ever conducted on the human population. Hitler was so cold that he took literally 3/4 of the world to war with propaganda. Your Americans learned that. Why do you think they brought all those psychologists and scientists and all the smart people from over there in Germany and Israel? Well, at that time it was Palestine. It wasn't Israel then. It's still Palestine. It ain't Israel. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But they basically, man, they gotta force. They can't force you to believe it. So they'll seduce you to believe it, and you don't have no choice but to believe it, because now that Jeff Bezos, owner of YouTube, and Mark Zuckerberg, owner of Facebook, has the majority platform, meaning they own 90% of what you see every day on social media. Nazis did airborne leaflet propaganda, sometimes incorrectly referred to as letter bombs, in the form of psychological warfare with leaflets. Yeah. It's all about psychological warfare, a psychological operation. Man, we be watching YouTube and Facebook not knowing that they're directing us down a rabbit hole that they want us to go to, because all they got to do is shut anybody down off their platform that disagrees with the government, the official narrative. That's all they got to do is shut your platform down. You know what I'm saying? And they shut your platform down, how you gonna get your message out? Now you see how they, matter of fact, let me read this article. See, they just kicked that one right wing, I think Parler, ain't Parler like a right wing news? Let's read this. Apple suspends Parler social network from its app store. This happened January 9th, yesterday. Apple Inc. has suspended Parler from the App Store, saying the social networking service has not taken adequate measures to prevent the spread of posts inciting violence. We have suspended Parler from the App Store until they resolve these issues, the iPhone maker said in a statement Saturday. Apple had given the service 24 hours to submit a detailed moderation plan, pointing to participants using the service to coordinate Wednesday's siege of the U.S. Capitol. Parler chief executive John Matthias said Apple was banning the service until it gives up free speech and institutes. Wait a minute. Parler executive chief John Matthias said, okay, Apple was banning the service until it gives up free speech and it institutes broad and invasive policies like Twitter and Facebook. So y'all see where that's going, man? They claim it is due to violence on the platform. The community disagrees as we hit #1 on their store today, Matthias said in a post on Parler. Right-leaning social media users in the United States have flocked to Parler messaging app Telegram, and hands-off social site Gab. citing the more aggressive policies of political comments on mainstream platforms such as Twitter. Who is that? Who the fuck this is? Y'all excuse me. Man, these people, they sending me stuff. Anyway, basically though, y'all see what that article is basically saying? That Parler, which is a right-wing group, they're saying that they was inciting violence. What is inciting violence? You know, maybe one person can say, we need to go out here and stand up for our right. We believe the election was taken from us, and we're going to just go out there, we're going to protest, and we're going to make them hear our voice. That's not inciting violence. Inciting violence is somebody in the background say, yeah, while they out there protesting, shit, we gonna get up all us real, we gonna come together and we just gonna tear shit up, man, while they over there protesting, they ain't gonna be looking. And we gonna get as many people as we can to join in. Once we start breaking shit, people gonna join. That's inciting violence. So it's a real slippery slope now, because YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, anybody can ban you on the spot if they believe that you're inciting some type of violence. And that's based upon what they deem or determined to be inciting violence. It might not even be what the Constitution say. As far when it relates to inciting violence, they got their own rules. You see what I'm saying? Just think about it again. If they can kick off and ban the President of the United States, what chance do you think you and I have? I can't share this video, man. I'm about ready to end it, man, because I gotta get another dang tie. That's crazy. But that's what happens when you buy a used car. You know what I'm saying? And so you just buy a used tire for a used car. But anyway, let me find this. Let me go to this other page real quick. And I'm gonna share it from there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. Unless you all got something y'all wanna talk about. I mean, I just wanted to get censorship out in the open, that they are literally actively censoring your content, your social media activities at all times. That's why you gotta be kind of like me. I really don't give a crap what they say. You know what I'm saying? I do know how that's what I need. I do know how, however, to phrase my wording. You know, so that legally I would be protected, you know, because, you know, you have the freedom of speech, but you can't go into a crowded theater and yell fire, because you're putting people life in jeopardy. Let me share this real quick. I just had to let people know we over here on Facebook, because, you know, I'm enjoying a lot of these other social media platforms that are coming out too. Because we know that YouTube and Facebook are not the only one, but they have a monopoly on what you see and what you hear. Again, they're going to literally watch. You're going to see it play out. Akeem the Great, I came too late. Do you think some crazy going to happen during the inauguration? If it do, it's going to be staged, because a person will have to be a goddamn fool, or better yet, a motherfucking idiot, to run up in that Capitol right now, to run out there. Because right now they're saying that it was going to be virtual pretty much. They was just going to be out there. They weren't going to have no crowd due to due to the pandemic. That's the original plan. Now, I don't know how they have changed. Over the plans have changed. Matter of fact, that's something I really need. I'm glad you brought that up, Akeem. Yeah, I need to check that out. How are they going to do it now? But they were making plans for extra security. But if, like I said, if a motherfucker run up there after all this happened at the Capitol and they allowed to do something crazy, then you know it was staged. Because ain't nobody in their right mind gonna do something like that. Not with all the heat. They just like in the hood. Some go down in the hood and they got the heat on everybody. Ain't nobody finna go run up in there and, you know, try to do nothing. You know, they gonna let the heat die down. You have to be crazy, or either it had to be staged for something to happen at the inauguration. Think they're going to do it indoor? Yeah. I thought they said we're going to do it on the steps of one of those buildings. Either way it go, they're going to be the safest place to be that day. At least for the couple of hours that you're in there. When you come outside and go home, everything up in the wind. You know, niggas crazy, because you see when they threw that pig head on Mitch McConnell Oh no, it was Nancy Pelosi or Mitch McConnell. One of them, they threw the pig head on in their garage, and after they sprayed all that stuff on the wall. But again, this is another reason why they want to censor you, because they got to control the masses. And in order to control the masses, again, you just cannot come in by force and take over the United States. You have to literally make the United States be willing to give up her Constitution and her rights, none of which benefited black folks anyway. But the truth is, we do benefit from it, because I had a right to have this channel. You had a right to have your YouTube channel. You had a right really to say what you want to say on Facebook. But see, one of the parts that they was trying to sue Facebook was because Facebook is not liable for certain content. Notice how many murders you've seen on Facebook. They'll let it run for about 24 hours, and then they act like that it's blocked. But anybody that got a downloader can download it off Facebook. They actually show murders on Facebook. But you can't get up there on Facebook. Notice when you go on Facebook, you say anything about the election, they're going to automatically put a little box down there, fact check. This election has been proven by our fact checkers to be right. Who the fuck are your fact checkers? Where they at? I mean, can I meet them? Do they get high? I mean, do they drink? I mean, what's to say your fact checkers are actually checking the real facts, Facebook? And this is how the censor game goes. They don't want you to believe nothing other than what it is. Now I'm gonna show you how propaganda goes along with censorship, and how I'm gonna give y'all a classic example: the tearing down of the statues. I don't care. It's all metal and brass anyway. I know what they represent. I give two fucks about the statues, because kids over here in the hood hungry. Kids all around the inner city ain't caring about no statue. They trying to figure out what they gonna eat for breakfast, if they gonna eat for breakfast. See what I'm saying? Y'all, everybody that's in here, man, please, if y'all you just joined us, man, please hit that like button for us. But yeah, let me show you how the statues, propaganda, and censorship plays a role in all this, the rewriting of history. Because again, you can't force the American people to give up their Constitution and their rights, but you have to seduce them into giving up their rights. Something as simple as this analogy with the statues. Do you realize the curriculum that they're starting to teach these kids now in public systems, school systems throughout the country, are telling these kids that African people came over as indentured servants? Yeah, they had it hard. They suffered. A lot of them died. They were mistreated. But they came here looking for a better life. This is the narrative that they're starting to push under the Common Core curriculum and all this bull crap fuckery that they got going on in the public school system. So they're indoctrinating your kid that slavery wasn't really all that bad. Then you tear down the statues that give you a physical reminder of slavery, whereas no matter what they teach your kid in that classroom, you can take them down there and say, see this dude here, this dude here, he's a racist white dude who enslaved the people and boom, boom, and treat them like cat, boom. As long as you got that physical reminder there, you can always teach your kids true history, through, no matter how painful it is, but you take it down. They keep watering down that slavery was not that bad for black people because they was indentured servants. Like they trying to put us as with the people that's migrating, the immigrants that's coming here right now. That's what they trying to say we were. We came here for a better life. Now, 40 years from now, with no statues and this type of indoctrination, you know what happened? You got a whole generation that never knew slavery ever happened in America. That's how easy, and guess what? They got us fighting about the statues, but the statues are going down. And again, they're feeding this propaganda to your kids in the classroom. You see what I'm saying? Censoring anything else that would, the Louis Farrakhan type voices, the real strong, pro-black voices that's really, up on black history and all this, that speaks from a forceful tongue. They censor all that. And they want the white folks to tell our story of slavery through censorship, by blocking black folks from having platforms to talk about it on, and through propaganda, miseducating your kids that we was a bunch of indentured servants. And again, 40 years from now, you're gonna have a bunch of people that don't know slavery even happened in America. That's what all the conquering nations, every propaganda and censorship been around since mankind. Because one of the first things all your great conquerors did when they conquered another nation, first thing they did was tear all of that nation's heritage and history down. Literally, anything that they built with their hands, any books that they wrote, anything that gave them an identity of culture, they tore it down. Think about this. We hearing that want to tear them statues down because they so racist and so horrible. Them Jews will never tear down none of those concentration camps. Anything that reminds them of the Holocaust, you can't touch it. You know why? Because they say never again. They leave these places in place so that their kids, 100 generations from now, can go and look. That's why a lot of our people will burn. You see what I'm saying? So propaganda and censorship is a mug. Well, hey, y'all, I got to get up, man, because it's 12:30, man. I just actually stopped by today. Yes, ma'am, Miss Miriam. On that Cash App, it's a small T. Let me put it, it's a small T. I sure get you, man. I got a bad tie, bad stomach, because I ain't ate in a couple of days. My puppy been sick, man. I've been having to take care of her. It's crazy, but God is good. God is good. They talking about getting everybody 2,000 stimulus checks. Y'all think it's gonna happen? See, that $2,000 would have made a difference in a lot of people day-to-day economy. Because that little $600 that they gave, man, I got it on the first day and had to use that to get my car up and running. You know what I'm saying? And still got issues. Whereas that $2,000, man, I could have paid a bill in the house, you know what I'm saying, one of the utilities, you know what I'm saying, got my car fixed, got some groceries. So they playing games. We're going to talk about that too in another episode. But yeah, there's the Cash App. Oh, thank you, Miss Mary. Thank you. Miss Mary, I'm going to be real. Not trying to put Miss Mary on the spot, but people like Miss Mary, Anthony, it's a lot of y'all can call right now. Been there, from day one. And I really, it's y'all love, support, and inspiration that really keep me going. You know, because Miss Mary, she ain't just a talker. She actually has blessed our organization. And if y'all know Miss Mary and everybody know, whatever y'all send us, man, we use it for that purpose. That's why I was kind of disappointed, in my subscribers, but I know everybody broke. But we sure wanted that one camera. It was a deal, and I had to talk to dude to hold it for me, man. He gave him $10 to hold it for me, and it was about 4 months later, he was like, man, I can't hold that camera for no $10. But man, we need a camera, because if we had a camera, I could actually start taking call-ins. It's a lot. But matter of fact, Brother Head Knot, I'm gonna call you sometime this afternoon, man. I gotta try to get this car taken care of, but we need to talk about that camera thing that you were telling me and how I should go about doing that. But yeah, we really need that camera. And y'all stay tuned. Brother Hadnot and Sons and I, we're going to start doing some shows together. He has a lot of knowledge to bring to the table. And, you know, it might be just one of them shows where, you know, maybe 2 times a week, he and I just sit down, we have a round table discussion, people call in, you know, and we just talk about real issues. You know, we don't want to talk about no rappers got shot and, you know, Cardi B don't let her kids listen to the same music that she sell to your kid. You know what I'm saying? We ain't, you know, you just go talk about real issues that affect black people. But I hope y'all got a lot out of this. You know, I'm still learning how to work Cash App. It's easy, but I'm learning to go through Zelle, because that's tied to a lot of major banks. You know, automatically. You know, it's a lot. But I'm learning how to use that, so I understand. It's a lot. It's a lot to learn. But let me show y'all something. I'm gonna go. Another thing about social media. I said this probably maybe once or twice on this channel. Hey, Miss Satin, how you doing? Good if you can join us. We just about to get ready to end. But I'm finna say the deepest thing, probably the third most deepest thing, because I'm so deep, sometimes you gotta have a shovel just to dig it. But anyway, peep this. You know how people say, this generation here, the smartest generation in mankind. The Bible say they were gonna be weaker, but they were gonna be wiser. This generation here, boy, they so smart. I'm gonna show y'all the truth. And no offense to this generation, but just keep it real. This is the dumbest fucking generation in the history of the planet. You know why? Social media, iPhones, Androids. Do you realize why they call that thing an Android? Because it's a robot designed to dumb you down. These kids and a lot of us adults can't think these days because our phones do all the thinking for us. Smartphones, Androids. You're walking around with a robot in your pocket, hooking you into a matrix that they can censor you, track you, literally shut your bank account down. All this shit they can do just through your cell phone. And these kids, like my son, when he around me, oh no, ain't no, I voice text all the time. But with him, ain't no voice texting. If you want to see it on social media, you got to be able to spell it. And that's what they can't do. Because think about it, how many of you all basically cannot remember any phone numbers in your phone book, in your phone, by memory? Maybe except your mama or your sister or your brother. But probably out of 100 phone numbers, how many of them can you remember by memory? But shit, when we were kids, we ain't had no choice but to learn how to think, because you had to stand at that big ass telephone that you couldn't take nowhere because it was hooked to the wall, and you had to literally turn to 7, wait till it come back around, turn to 6, wait till it come back around. You had to learn these people's phone numbers because you had to think. But now all your kids got to do is Alexis, what's the best tight jeans to wear right now? You see what I'm saying? They don't have the ability to think as we did. Hence, when they get in high pressure situations, this is why they shooting each other, because they resort back to the Grand Theft Auto movie that they playing in their head. It's like they living in the Grand Theft Auto movie or Black Ops movie or a video game. They living in a video game because everything is connected to them. They were born into the technology, so of course they gonna learn how to use it at 2-3 years old. That don't make them smarter. Because at 5-6 years old, can that child actually spell half the words that he talked into that phone? You see what I'm saying? Does your child have to depend, when you tell your child to do his homework, does your child depend more on a cell phone or a computer than he does you for the answer? Yeah, that's what's happening. That's dumbing us down. But anyway, man, it's been a good show. This has been a good, I always go back and watch it. Oh, yeah, thank you. You one of my, again, Miss Kimberly, Miss Satin, Miss Mary, Had Not. I ain't see Anthony, he must didn't get it. And to all you new people here, welcome. We trying to get this show, this channel up and going. We're not where we want to be. I just thank God I had to build this computer from scratch. So again, if y'all want to help us get that camera, hey, the cash tag is up there. I got to the point I said, man, I'm just stop asking for cash. What I need to do is I need to go to a couple of these churches on Sunday and ask, can they take up a special offering for me at church? And the pastor say, Jesus say, get that boy some money. Man, you say, remember dollar bills, y'all. That's what a hustle at the church. But now, I come out here and do this shit free on a computer that I built just because I got so much love for humanity. All God's people, but in particular, my black people. Black people, man, one thing for you youngsters that's watching, you all are I will say one thing about you. I might not be smart as a lot of previous generations when it comes to, excelling academically, and I'm not going to say y'all dumb, because a lot of y'all are making it. But you youngsters, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's like you gotta be able to think in these high pressure situations, bro. You know, I mean, anyway, man, I don't want to get off into that subject because that's a whole new show. But I'm still tripping off these youngsters. They around here mad because they was shooting, doing all that shooting, and I was just out there recording this shit. Because why are you really shooting all these guys? I understand if you go out there on New Year, man, shoot, pow, pow. Oh, Happy New Year. But nigga, when you communicating with nigga 3 blocks over through gunshots, literally, that's what it was like. These brothers was, I mean, literally communicating. This cat over here, la 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 la. This cat over here, la 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 la. It's like they was talking with the guns. That shit was scary, man. It was really fucking scary, too. Nah, it wasn't scary. I'm used to shit like that, man. There's nothing about the real new behind new. We be off into some hood shit, you know, but that's what we do this show for, people in the hood. I had a good point I was finna say to you youngsters. I really didn't want to bring it up, but I might as well. Fuck it. I'll think about it, man. I'll think about it. Oh, I know what it was. I know exactly what it was. Thank you. Creative movement, because there's some youngsters need to hear this. Y'all might not be the smartest intellectual generation, but young black men and women, you all are warriors. You all are the great, really. I've been around for 3-4 generations now. I learned history and all that. You youngsters right now are probably the greatest generation of warriors and soldiers, man, that we've ever had in this country. And if you all stop fighting the wrong battle, which is each other, oh man, we wouldn't need Black Lives Matter or nothing like that, because we would have our family intact and we would have young men, man, fighting the right battle. The right battle to fight is down there where they make them laws. You know what I'm saying? That censor us from Facebook and Google, will allow them to get away with fucking over us. So anyway, man, I got deep, man. I just love chatting with y'all. But we're gonna do something tomorrow for sure, because I'm broke. I ain't got no job. So the lady both been calling me about doing the floor. She haven't called yet, so most likely I'll be able to do the morning news for a change. I ain't been able to do that for a while. But again, I thank you all for joining us today. Please hit the like button, man. Hit the share button. If you just coming in from church or whatever, I didn't do no cussing. Now y'all notice I ain't really been cussing that much lately. But shit, man, people got mad in the motherfucker about all that cussing I did in that last motherfucking video. You know what I'm saying? So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna just start fucking cussing. I've been doing good. Hey, Brother Lawrence, how you doing? Anyway, just a little Sunday morning here. Yeah, please hit the cash app. Yeah, but make sure y'all share these videos, because again, we got 100 new subscribers, man, just last week. And it's sad that most of them came because they looking for more shooting videos. A lot of people seen that video and that shit took off, man. Almost locally around here, got almost 30-some thousand views. But everybody saw that video and said, I'm gonna follow his channel. Well, y'all, that was just once in a while thing. We don't have no shooting videos on here, but please stay and enjoy the knowledge and wisdom that the Creator has blessed us to come through and try to share. But hey, till y'all see me tomorrow, man, it's your boy Rob Thomas Jr. Manson. I'm hoping y'all have a wonderfully blessed and prosperous Sunday. A beautiful start to your week and a even pleasant, more pleasant ending to your week. Best thing you can do, man, is, you know, I mean, just fucking live your life, man, with a heart that's for righteousness. I'm not saying be gullible and naive, but if you do the right thing gonna come to you, bro. You know, I don't know why I said that shit, but maybe somebody need to hear that. 'Cause, I mean, in your heart, bro, that's where your mind, your soul, your spirit lies. You know, if your heart is fucked up, you're gonna be a corrupt ass person, bro. That's why we got all this shooting around here. That's why we got all the corruption in the government and shit. Think about our government leaders, our businessmen and shit. They come from the same society pool that we come from, a piece of shit. So if they coming from a piece of shit, they just learn how to master, they just learn how to tell people how to scoop and shovel the shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is. But anyway, man, live a righteous life. Y'all be blessed and prosperous, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hit that like, hit that share. Oh yeah, hit the cash out. But y'all be blessed.